She looked at me across the kitchen table and said the words that changed everything. "You've become so bitter about everything." I didn't argue. I didn't defend myself. I just nodded and took another sip of my coffee. She wanted me to fight back, to prove her wrong, to try harder like I always did. But I was done. Done trying to fix what she kept breaking. Done apologizing for things I didn't do. Done being the only one who cared. She called it bitterness. I called it finally letting go. My name is Michael. I'm 41 years old and I've been married to Sarah for 16 years. We met in college, fell in love fast, and got married young. Everyone said we were the perfect couple. We finished each other's sentences. We laughed at the same jokes. We had the same dreams. For the first few years, it was good. Really good. We both worked hard, saved money, bought a small house. We talked about having kids someday. We made plans. We were a team. But somewhere around year 7, things started to shift. Small things at first. Sarah would forget to tell me about plans she'd made. She'd make decisions without asking me. She'd dismiss my opinions in front of friends. I told myself it was just stress from work. She had a demanding job. We were both tired. It would pass. But it didn't pass. It got worse. Every conversation became a criticism. I loaded the dishwasher wrong. I folded the laundry incorrectly. I spoke too loudly. I didn't speak enough. Nothing I did was right. I tried talking to her about it. She'd say I was being too sensitive, that I was overreacting, that I was making problems where none existed. So I tried harder. I read books about communication. I suggested couples therapy. I planned date nights. I bought flowers. I wrote notes. I did everything I could think of to make things better, and she complained about all of it. The flowers were the wrong color. The restaurant I chose was too loud. The therapy suggestion meant I thought she was broken. The notes were cheesy and embarrassing. I felt like I was drowning, trying to keep us afloat while she poked holes in the boat and blamed me for the water coming in. But I kept trying. Because that's what you do when you love someone, right? You don't give up. You fight for it. You fix it. Until one day you just can't anymore. The breaking point came slowly, then all at once, like a crack in a windshield that spreads until the whole thing shatters. It started with my promotion at work. I'd been working toward it for 3 years. Long hours, extra projects, proving myself over and over. When I finally got it, I was excited to tell Sarah. I came home with a bottle of champagne and her favorite takeout. "I got the promotion," I said, smiling. She looked up from her phone. "Oh, that's nice." "That's nice." 2 words. Then she went back to scrolling. I stood there holding the champagne, feeling stupid. I thought we could celebrate. "I'm tired, Michael," she said without looking up. "Can we do it? Another night?" We never did celebrate. She never asked about the new position, never congratulated me properly. It was like it didn't matter to her at all. A month later, her friend got engaged. Sarah talked about it for weeks. She showed me the ring photos, the venue, the dress ideas. She was more excited about her friend's engagement than my career milestone. That's when I started to see it clearly. I wasn't a priority. I was an afterthought. A roommate she occasionally acknowledged. I tried one more time to fix things. I planned a weekend trip, just the 2 of us. A cabin in the mountains, no phones, no distractions. I thought maybe if we could reconnect, really talk, we could find our way back. She complained the entire drive. The road was too winding, the cabin was too small, there was no cell service. The bed was uncomfortable. The silence was boring. On the second night, I asked her directly, "Sarah, are you happy? In this marriage? With me?" She looked annoyed. "Why are you always so dramatic? Everything's fine." "It doesn't feel fine." "That's because you're always looking for problems," she said sharply. "You can't just be content. You always need everything to be perfect." I stared at her. "I just want us to be okay." "We are okay. You're the one who keeps stirring things up." That night, lying next to her in the darkness, I realized something. She wasn't going to change. She wasn't going to see me. She wasn't going to try. And I was exhausted from being the only one who cared. So I stopped. I stopped trying to fix things. I stopped planning. I stopped suggesting. I stopped hoping. I didn't leave. I just stopped trying. The change didn't happen overnight. It was gradual, quiet. I stopped asking about her day. I stopped trying to make conversation at dinner. I stopped suggesting we do things together. I just existed in the same space, nothing more. At first, she didn't notice, or if she did, she didn't say anything. We lived like polite strangers. Good morning, good night. Pass the salt, thank you. But then, about 2 months in, she started to notice. She'd ask why I was so quiet. I'd say I was tired. She'd ask why I didn't want to watch a movie together. I'd say I had work to do. She'd ask if something was wrong. I'd say everything was fine. I wasn't being mean. I wasn't being cold. I was just done. Done performing. Done trying. Done caring about something she clearly didn't value. One Saturday morning, she asked if I wanted to go to her friend's birthday party that evening. I said no. Why not? She asked, surprised. I don't feel like it. But you always come to these things. I know, but I don't want to go this time. She stared at me like I'd spoken a foreign language. Are you serious? Yes. Fine, she snapped. Be that way. She went alone. And for the first time in years, I felt relief. I didn't have to pretend. I didn't have to smile through another evening of being ignored while she talked to everyone but me. A few weeks later, we were in the kitchen. I was making coffee. She was on her phone as usual. She said something about her mother visiting next month. Okay, I said. Okay? That's it? You're not going to complain? Why would I complain? Because you always do, she said. No, Sarah, I don't. Yes, you do. You're negative about everything. You've become so bitter. I set down my coffee cup and looked at her, really looked at her, and I saw someone who had rewritten our entire history to make herself the victim and me the villain. I'm not bitter, I said calmly. I'm just done. Done with what? Done trying to fix things you keep breaking. Done apologizing for things I didn't do. Done being the only one who tries. Her face went red. I try. No, you don't. She stood up, her voice rising. How dare you say that to me? I've given you everything. You've given me criticism and indifference, I said quietly. That's not everything. I can't believe you're saying this, she said, her eyes filling with tears. After everything I've put up with. Put up with? I felt something crack inside me. What exactly have you put up with, Sarah? Your moods, your sensitivity, your constant need for validation. I laughed. It wasn't a happy sound. I asked you to care about me. That's not needing validation. That's just wanting my wife to see me as a human being. I do see you, she protested. No, you don't. You haven't seen me in years. You see someone to criticize, someone to blame, someone to take for granted. She was crying now, real tears. So what, you're just giving up? You're quitting on us? I quit trying to force you to care about me. That's not the same as giving up on us. That's giving up on the fantasy that you'll ever be the partner I need. This is ridiculous, she said, wiping her eyes. You're being ridiculous. Maybe, but I'm also being honest for the first time in years. She sat back down, her face pale. So what happens now? I don't know, I said truthfully, but I'm not going to keep pretending everything is fine when it's not. I'm not going to keep making all the effort while you make none. I do make effort, she insisted, but her voice was weak. When? I asked gently. When was the last time you planned something for us? Asked about my day and actually listened? Showed interest in my life? Celebrated something good that happened to me? She opened her mouth, then closed it. She couldn't answer. We sat in silence for a long time. Finally, she spoke, her voice small. I didn't realize it had gotten this bad. That's because you weren't paying attention. I'm sorry, she whispered. I know, but sorry doesn't fix 16 years of feeling invisible. She looked at me with something I hadn't seen in her eyes for a long time. Fear. Do you still love me? I thought about it, really thought about it. I love the person you used to be, the person I married, but I don't know if that person exists anymore. She does, Sarah said, desperately. I'm still here. Then prove it, I said, not with words, with actions. Show me you care. Show me I matter, because I'm done begging for it. She nodded, tears streaming down her face. I will, I promise. I wanted to believe her, but I'd heard promises before. That conversation was 6 months ago. Things are different now, better in some ways. Sarah started going to therapy, individual therapy, not couples. She's working on herself, trying to understand why she pushed me away for so long. We talk more now, real conversations, not just logistics. She asks about my work. She listens when I speak. She's trying. I can see it. But I'm different too. I'm not the same person who spent years begging for scraps of affection. I have boundaries now. I don't apologize for things that aren't my fault. I don't accept blame for her bad days. I don't try to fix her moods. I'm not sure if we'll make it. Sometimes I think we will. Sometimes I think too much damage has been done. But either way, I'm okay, because I finally chose myself. She was right about one thing. I did become different. But it wasn't bitterness. It was clarity. It was strength. It was finally understanding that I deserve to be loved the way I love others. Some people might say I gave up, that I should have tried harder, fought longer, been more patient. But those people don't know what it's like to lose yourself trying to save someone who won't save themselves. My name is Michael. My wife called me bitter about everything, but I wasn't bitter. I was just finally done trying to fix things she refused to admit were broken. And that wasn't bitterness. That was survival.